Hello class. I wanted to provide you with a tutorial on Sutori, which is a multimedia timeline technology that we're going to use as one of your options for your cyber safety kit. Remember, for this project, you are presenting, if you're an elementary school teacher or you want to be an elementary school teacher, you will be presenting this timeline for students at those grade levels to learn about cyber safety. So again, we assume that students wouldn't be necessarily reviewing this on their own if they're very young, so they may have an adult or teacher with them, but you're going to want to make sure that you put information and pictures and videos that are appropriate for the grade level. If you are planning to be in middle school or high school, you can do this timeline, this Sutori multimedia project, as if you were the student that was given an assignment and you're creating this particular multimedia presentation from a student point of view, teaching other students who are middle school, high school. So anyways, all the information is in your assignment sheet that you can get from the module and from Blackboard. But you're going to go, if you select Sutori, you're going to go to Sutori.com, and I've done that here. I already have an account with Sutori, but for those of you who are new, you can sign up using your new Google Drive or a Google Drive. You can sign up with an email if you want to use your Owens email instead. You certainly can do that. And then it'll just ask you for your email address, and you can sign up that way. It's free, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to just log in. And I used my Owens email address. And so I have some stories that I've done before, but I'm going to create a new story. They call them stories. And I'm just going to click create. And they have all different types that you can use if you so choose. I ask that you start with a blank one because I don't want you to be influenced by everybody else's stuff. Plus, I want to make sure that what you turn in is not someone else's template, someone else's work. So start with a blank template. That's sufficient. You can create these beautiful things by starting from the blank template. So when you create the blank template, you get this little model here. So you got a header and you've got a title and an introduction and a heading. So the first thing we're going to do is, this is a big giant pink stripe. So I'm going to click anywhere in here, and you see these little dots right here to the right. You see that? And if I click on it, it says that I can remove this header or I can edit the header. Either one works. If you don't want the header, you don't need to have it. But I decided I wanted to put in some sort of a picture. Now, Unsplash is a picture gathering platform where you can, kind of like Google Images, you can search, but they're usually just photos. For my project, for this one, I'm doing an elementary project, so I'm thinking like 2nd, 3rd grade, and I want something that's a little more kid-friendly than a photo. So I have selected a photo already that I want to use. And the key to some of this project is really getting all your resources ahead of time. Any links that you want, any pictures that you want, any videos that you want, activities, have them ready to go when you start your timeline. It's just easier that way. You don't have to have all of it, but it's a good idea to have a good sampling of what you want to do. So I have a cyber safety one here that I like. Now the photo looks kind of weird because it's a big photo, but in here I can move it around and kind of get it where I really want it to look. So I can move it up or down to kind of place it a little bit the way I want. And that looks good. I like that. So now our title is going to be Cyber Safety Kit. And where it says write a short introduction, in the instructions I've asked you to put your name and the grade level that you are working with for this project. Now the headings on the instructions that I gave you, I had 3 subjects to cover. For me, I'm going to use those as my headings. You don't have to if there's a better heading that you would like to do. As long as you cover all the subjects, you can rearrange them in anything you want. But I'm going to do prevention tips. And then to add another heading, I just simply go along this little line and there's a plus sign. I can add another heading, and this one is going to be first aid. I go along the timeline again, one more heading. And this one is going to be hands-on learning. So now I have my sections that I want to create. And if I look at the assignment, it tells us that we need 2 videos that are age appropriate, 2 links to articles, fact sheets, text boxes that include images, 2 interactive activities. So I'm going to show you just how to do those. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'm going to just give you some really quick examples on how to add some of this stuff. So text could be something like, cyber safety is very important. And again, I'm just throwing some things in here. So again, you can put in different text. You can put in, make them bulleted. You can change the font. You can change the color of the box if you want. So I kind of like a little bit of this. And then you can also add multimedia, or you can add a picture. I would like to add a YouTube video. I generally search for my YouTube videos ahead of time, but in this case, I can look for it here. So I can do cyber safety prevention tips for 2nd grade. See what comes up. Now, again, the reason I say look at it ahead of time is you want to make sure that you watch all of the videos beginning to end to make sure that they are age appropriate for the group that you are working on. But as this is just a demonstration, I'm just going to pick one. So you can see it brought it in very nicely. You can watch the YouTube right there. There's some information. Perhaps this information would be about what to look for in the video. That's another way to kind of look at these things. Again, when you're doing your project, you'll put a lot more thought into it rather than in this tutorial. But that's some reasons why you may have a video and then some text. So this is a text box with some multimedia. So the next item you might want to add is a link. And in this case, I found some fun internet safety games. And I can say, click on this website and find a game you would like to play to learn about being safe on the internet. So I have a link, and again, I can change the color. I want to change the color on there. So I've got a link, I've got a video. I also could do any kind of a quiz. So maybe at the very end of this little section, I might want to do a forum. So I could say, what rules do you have at home about using the internet? And then the students can go on and post their comments about, they can see what other people have said about their safety rules. So that's a forum. You also could do a multiple choice quiz. another video, an image, a text. So I could do, what did the video tell you was most important about safety on the internet? And then I could give them some answers. Oops, is important parents, students, teachers, and our community. And then I just select which one is the right answer. And I can also provide some feedback for the right answer. So obviously you would do a little more thought process into these. I'm just giving you some examples of how to do these. Also, depending on your subject grade level, I mean, you can add documents as well. So for mine, I'm going to add a worksheet, a little coloring sheet for my students to color. And that, of course, you'll have to download onto your desktop or wherever you want to store in your EDU120 file folder would be good. You could do that and then pull it in from there. So again, here's a nice coloring page for my students. And so on and so on. So what I love about Sutori is that it is interactive, that you can include such wonderful, diverse, interactive, and engaging materials for students. Change the colors. It's very versatile. So not only can you use this for projects, you can use it for actual timelines. You can use it as a book report. So it's really up to you how you can manipulate it and use it. So now, once you're done with your project, we're going to need to put it onto our Google Sites portfolio. And it's really easy to do that. So all you're going to do, and there is no save button, it automatically saves everything. So here's where you can see, you can export your project as a PDF if you ever needed to print it out. You can copy it, you can delete it. We don't want to do that. But we're going to share it. And in this case, you get three choices. Invite people to share it. So if you want to just have certain people with certain email addresses see it, you could use that button. I can share it, such as a private, only people with the link can share it. I can make it public so everyone can see it. But in our case, we're going to embed it into our Google Sites portfolio. So we're going to, you have to make it public in order to embed it, which is fine. And you're going to click that. And then you're going to click copy. And it's going to copy this big, long embed code. And it's really, really long. So if I just scroll over here, you'll see it's very, very long. But once you click the copy button, it copies the whole thing. So you don't have to worry about it. So then I'm going to leave this open because just in case I need to copy it again. I'm going to open up my Google site, my portfolio. And so here's my portfolio, and I'm going to go to the EdTech Toolkit page, scroll down to the bottom, And in this case, I'm going to add a text box, and we always use a header. So this would be my cyber safety kit. I'm going to make it a header. And in this case, we're going to add the embed element. So the embed element, instead of using the website address or the URL, we're going to use the embed code, and we're going to paste that big long code in there. Control V will paste that code into there. And when I click next, it should give me a preview of my Sutori timeline. And I can see that it does. So that looks good. And I'm going to embed it in here. And I can make it bigger. I can change it. I can leave it the way it is. That's fine too. However you want to move it around a little bit. I'll get over here. So that looks pretty good. I can get an idea of what it is. So after we get it embedded, we have to do one more thing. We have to talk about the ISTE standards for educators and ISTE standards for students. And the quickest way that I do this is, I know you have some from the last project that we did. So rather than having to do the headers and all that again, I just go ahead and copy using this, and I can either copy this way using the copy button. I can duplicate it, and then I can move it down to where it goes. And then if you had two listed there, they're probably not going to be the same to educator standards or student standards, but make sure that you go ahead and add the proper ones in there. And I think for this project, we're only having you do one of these standards. Once you get all the elements in, you're going to want to publish your website by clicking here and go through those steps to publish it. And then to submit it to Blackboard into the Dropbox, you're going to need to click the copy publish site link and copy that link, and then go into the Dropbox, the assignment Dropbox for the cyber safety kit assignment, and you're going to paste this link into the right submission box, just like we've done the last 2 weeks. And make sure that you submit that link to your portfolio page here, and then you have completed the assignment. So congratulations. Good luck. Have fun. Enjoy it. Find me some really good resources, maybe some cyber safety songs or something to that effect, and it will be a wonderful project. Have a great time.